Hi and welcome back to Finders Beepers History Seekers. And this week on the Abandoned House Review, it's another one. It's weird. It's another one of these explores that I sort of couldn't remember. I can remember parts of it, but I don't remember it really well. It's sort of one of these explores that melds and molds with another explorer, and I can never remember which is which or where it was. And a lot of the time, I can't think where it is in the country because, say, Andy might have driven that day, and then generally I would just fall asleep while he was driving and ignore him for an hour and a half or 3 hours or 4 hours. I'm terrible with things like that. But this one, looking back at it now, the little bits I've seen so far, it was really good. It was a really, really good explore. Very strangely, though, it got demonetized. Now, generally what that means is it could have had copyrighted something in it or something terrible like, I don't know, someone losing a leg or talking about extreme politics and things. Oh, God. Politics is getting me in trouble at the moment, so I'm definitely not talking about that for the moment. I think I've lost about 100 subscribers this week because of one comment, but I don't care. It's not going to change how I do things. I will talk about what I want, and I am not being... I'm not having that at all. Anyway, let's get on to the first clip.
Do you know what I want to find? I don't know if they still do it. Do you remember cremola foam?
No.
I think it's a Scottish thing, and I think I only remember it from when I was in Scotland when I was little. But cremola foam, it was like sherbet in a pot, and he spooned it in and then put water in with it, and it went fizzy.
No.
And it was so nice. And I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I only remember it in Scotland, so I wonder if it was a Scottish thing.
Probably a Scottish thing, because weird.
Right, it was so nice. Honestly, Scotland produces so much good food. It's unbelievable. Haggis.
Haggis is about the best thing that comes out.
Haggis is beautiful. Macaroni pies. You can't beat a good macaroni pie.
Deep fried, whatever it is.
Yeah, not everything's deep fried up there. A lot of it's deep fried up there, to be fair. But yeah, no, if you remember cremola foam, tell me, because I loved it. What we got up here? Oh, Robinson's. Robinson's used to be all over everything. You know, the orange barley water, disgusting stuff that's crunchy. Orange juice is always crunchy, dilute orange. Do you know what I mean? You're just ignoring me, aren't you? Non-alcoholic cordial.
Oh, cordial will be non-alcoholic, won't it?
Festival. I mean, yeah, like festive. Yeah, just fucking turn round and talk to me instead of ignoring me. It's only because you drink orange juice and now you've got face on because I'm knocking orange juice. No.
Juice and blackcurrant?
Do you know what I mean, though? When you have orange juice and it's crunchy.
No.
You don't know what... Why?
Because I've never had crunchy orange juice. There's something wrong with it. It's gone off.
No, it's just like... I think it's because you put like a spit's worth of it in it. And I put a lot more in.
You put like this much in?
Yeah, that's how much you're supposed to have in.
Is it tough, your bell end?
No, it's crunchy. Vimto's not crunchy. Orange juice is. And it also makes me cough, orange juice.
Is it?
Yeah, you know, like dilute orange juice. But a lot of people...
That's because you're wrong.
No, a lot of people with asthma can't have dilute orange juice.
Why?
Because it brings asthma attacks on.
Is it?
I don't know why, but I wonder if...
made that up?
No, honestly, I know people that can't have it. But...
Oh, tell me.
I can't think off the top of my head, but I know it's true. But I wonder if it's because I've got hay fever that makes me cough. I don't know. It's weird. Because did you know? I just feel like I'm talking and rambling.
Yeah.
But you know, melon make my ears itch. If I eat melon, it makes my ears itch.
And there's something to be mashed potato.
Yeah, that makes... I have to squint my eyes when I eat mashed potato.
It's you. You're just a weirdo.
No.
Nobody else
No.
ever does that when they eat mashed potato.
Right,
if anybody does that, yeah.
Maybe the mashed potato, I'll give you that, because I don't know anybody else that does it. But
melon makes your ears itch.
No, melon is linked to... and tomatoes as well. Tomatoes make me top of my mouth itch and me ears itch. It's linked to hay fever. Look it up. Bet I'm right.
Now, there was 2 drinks mentioned in this explore, and it's weird because on the latest explore, I mentioned it again. And out of all the explorers, I think I've only ever mentioned it once, and then I've mentioned it again on the latest one. So I thought, you know what, let's talk about it. So Cremola foam. Now, if you were around in the 80s and possibly 90s, they used to sell Cremola foam, but I've only ever seen it in Scotland. I've never seen it in England, and you know how much I love being up there. You know how much I love Scotland, and this was one thing that I always looked forward to. You got a little pot, and I think it came in orange flavour, maybe raspberry. I'm not sure, but it was like sherbet. So if you know what sherbet is, I don't know if they do sherbet in other countries. I'm presuming they do. So it's like fizzy powder stuff. You could dip your finger in and eat it, but you could also put water in it and make a drink out of it. Now, I don't remember how much I loved the drink, but I do remember how much I loved dipping my finger in it and eating it. And like my mum saying, "No, it's got to last this. Don't be having all of it." And like going up, sneaking and going, put it in my that. Please don't screenshot that of me going. But yeah, absolutely loads and loads of good memories of having Cremola foam. Getting it from, where did I get it from now? There's a village called Dornoch in Scotland, and it was the shop next to the butcher's. So it was like a newsagent. I think it might be a cafe now, but back in the day, it was definitely 100% like a shop. Was it in there? It was in Dornoch anyway, so somewhere in Scotland. And then I did buy some quite recently. When this video came out, I kept my eye out for it, and they'd re-released it, and it wasn't as good. Or I didn't enjoy it as much as an adult. But either way, it didn't live up to my expectations, and I was a bit disappointed. But is what it is. And also in this video, I mentioned orange juice being crunchy and orange juice making me cough and like feel like my throat goes funny and stuff like that. Now I have hay fever and I'm allergic to like melon and stuff like that. I still eat melon. I absolutely love melon, but I love melons. But I just think that I didn't like dilute orange. Now, Americans, I don't think have dilute orange. And I don't know if Australians do or Canadians. So, I wish I could have popped downstairs and got you a bottle, but it's basically a concentrated version of orange juice or blackcurrant or whatever. And you put a little bit in your glass and then you fill it up with water and it tastes like orange. Because I think a lot of people down south call it orange squash. I call it dilute orange. But a lot of people down south call it orange squash. And I think Americans think that we just call orange juice orange squash. And we don't. It's different. It's sort of different. At some point, I will do... I keep promising you things and then not doing it. At some point, I will do a video and show you what we have here in the UK, like foods and things like that. You've got all your normal stuff, like the Americans and the Canadians and stuff will be like, "Oh, beans on toast, because that's what they always go on about. Beans on toast is banging, mate. Absolutely banging. But it's got to be done right. It's got to be done with cheese. It's got to be done with Heinz beans. Now, a lot of people in the UK will argue with me. It should be Branston or some other beans. Heinz beans are like elite. Sorry, they are. A lot of people aren't a massive fan, but I am. Anyway, feel like I've got off track with the video here. Totally off track. So, on to the next clip.
Dog is going mental. I don't know. Because we forgot.
He's gone upstairs.
Yeah, he's gone upstairs. We forgot a battery out of one of his torches, and Andy had to go back. And he was with me, and he just went so quiet. And Bear's not, he's bombing about now. He just didn't move, staring up at the ceiling. I'll put the clip in now. So weird. Bear, what are you looking at? Is there somebody here? Bear. What is it up there? is he? What have you seen? Why do you keep looking up there? You're freaking me out a bit, Bear, I'm not gonna lie. You're never like this. Why you just sat there so quietly, not moving? Bear. What? Come here. Good lad. What you see? Look at me. What you found? What is up there? Go onto Bear's channel and watch what he's been up to. Anyway, look at that old, is it? I don't even know if it's a singer. It's old. It looks like a singer because of the design on the side. What the hell are you doing, Bear? What have you been doing? I know, crazy dog.
Now, this is something that comes up all the time, and I feel like I need to keep addressing it, and I sort of don't know why, because I say it enough. Bear loves exploring. Absolutely loves exploring more than anything we do. If I take him for a walk, he loves it. If I take him exploring, it is like the best thing that could happen to him. You want to see him before we get in and explore. We get out of the car, he realises he's going on his lead and he gets excited. But then when we head towards an abandoned house, he knows and he runs and he'll look up. He'll stand and look up at windows and go around to the next window, look up until he finds me the abandoned open windows before I find him. And then he'll stand there like ready to go in because he is desperate to get inside and desperate to have a look round. And you get comments like this: "That's not funny. I would not let my dog wander around alone. Something may hurt him or he could get into something harmful. Please leash him and take better care of him." Now, I get it, like sometimes, and people that do watch the channel know, if I think there's any sort of danger, he goes on his lead straight away. Like, for example, last week there was a video out midweek where we were at the top of the stairs and both sides had collapsed. So we came straight back down, he was on the lead, didn't let him off, and that's that. People mention about putting things on his paws. Genuinely think he would be more distracted with them because he tries to rip them off constantly. He'd be more distracted and less likely to be concentrating on what he's doing. Plus, he's a terrier, and the amount of times I tell people he is a terrier, and this is what terriers do. They're bred to go around looking for rats in sharp places. If there's people about, he'll check them out and he'll get out of there. He'll probably do more damage to them than they will do to him. It is what it is. People just need to stop worrying. He is very well looked after. God, we're going away this week. I'm going down south again. I'm taking him. He's going to be staying in bloody hotels. He gets a better deal than my kids do sometimes because he stays in more hotels than any of them do. So I don't think he does bad. I think he's pretty much loved by everyone and he is cared for. So please stop worrying about him. He's fine. He loves what he does. I love what I do. And we enjoy doing it together. So please, please stop worrying.
He's so creepy in here. It's one of the weirdest feeling rooms I've ever been in. And even though there's nothing in here, I'm almost drawn to this room. I like it, but in a weird, freaky kind of way. I feel like I could stay here.
Just do a bit of calling out.
Done. That would be weird. Well, if we're gonna...
If that moved.
Sit on that chair.
No.
Shut the door.
No. You want Larry Grayson?
Shut the door and leave me in here. Andy, shut the door and leave me in here. I want to stay in here for a minute.
I'll take your torch off you and then shut the door.
I like it in here. There's something about it. I don't know why. I just feel very much at home in here. There's weird noises outside that I think is Bear. It's so strange. I feel really comfortable. What is it about this room? Fuck knows, but it's really, really weird in here and I like it. Right, let's go.
The title of this video was about one part of the video. So it was me really loving the room and it felt like I couldn't leave. I was enjoying it in there. I felt weirdly comfortable, like something had taken me over. It was all a bit strange, But I think that's the reason the video got demonetized, because of the title. And it makes no sense, because all I'd put was something like, I didn't want to... What was the actual title? Let me have a look. I'll find out now for you. I didn't want to leave this spooky abandoned house. What's wrong with that, man? And literally, you've got to make sure that there's no ridiculous swearing in the first 30 seconds of the video. There wasn't. There was no massively weird subjects that were brought up, or... I don't get it. I really don't. But the thing I didn't get even more was the absolute sense, and Andy didn't get it either, the sense of... I don't know. I can't explain it now because I'm not there. But when I was there, I really just didn't want to leave. I just wanted to stay in that room forever and ever. And it just felt right. I felt like, one, I'd been there before. Two, it just, I can't explain it properly. But what a weird feeling. And it faded away after I'd left the building. But right until leaving the building, I just wanted to go back. That's weird. That's not a normal thing. That was like not logical. It was just weird. I can't explain, but very, very, very odd. And Andy didn't get it. And I don't now, but I did at the time.
What's that? Oh, they pants. They're awful. What's the hook inside for?
Now, quite a weird one was the pants with the hooks on. Now, apparently it was for sanitary towels. Now, it must have been from like the 70s or 60s or something like that, because I have never, ever known underwear that needs hooks for sanitary towels. Obviously, it just normally sticks on. I'm going to say it sticks on your fanny, but it doesn't. It sticks on your underwear and it just sits nicely in there. But the hook thing, it sounds very uncomfortable. Doesn't sound like something that I'd want in my underwear that I don't wear. But like, I get it. I get things change over years, and it used to be that people would just shove a bit of moss up there, and then it went to, like, I don't know, some sort of paper, and then it went into a towel or a tampon. Like, it's weird. It's weird how it changes over time. But I just can't imagine, like, hooking it into your pants. That just seems really, really, really weird. Pants are knickers, underwear. That's just for all our North American friends. But yeah, strange how things change.
When's this telly from? Decca Colour. When was colour TVs?
80.
I'm sure people said that it were well before
Or
that.
just before.
I don't know.
I'd probably say late 70s.
Right. I'm sure people are going to correct us on that, because I'm sure last time they said, oh, there were colour TVs in 60s.
Nah,
So,
I don't know.
I don't know.
We got our first colour telly in 1979.
Yeah, but when did they first bring in colour people? No, I mean, like, because obviously, no, like, in the war, they were all black and white. So, like, when did people start going, like, pink and brown and...
Don't know.
It's weird, isn't it?
Now, next up was the colour TV conversation. The amount of people in the comments that have got it wrong, and I think Andy might have got it wrong in the original videos as well, because everybody said 70s, mid-70s. it wasn't. The first colour TV in the UK was 1969. So it was like November. So you were almost right, but not quite. Now I remember, because I was born in 79, I remember, I think my granddad had a black and white TV when I was like 8. So that would have been like the mid 80s to late 80s, maybe a bit before that, I don't know. Because we used to have the joke about the snooker. So you'd be watching snooker on the telly and not know which colour was which. And they used to say, oh yeah, just for all of you out there with the black and white TV, the pink ball's the one next to the blue ball. And you'd be like, I don't know which is which. But anyway, yeah, so it was 1969. That was the year when two good things are associated with it: the 69 and the the TV.
You know, like, you go in like these old-fashioned shops now. So you go in a shop and they'll still be selling stuff from like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
When I was little, the shops then were selling things from the 70s and 60s that were sort of out of fashion and nobody really wanted them. There's a shop in the next village up from my village that in Scotland,
Yeah.
that has never been open.
Fucking your village.
It is my village. Oh God, don't start, because this is what Rachel says.
You don't own the village.
I don't own the village, but it's still my village.
That's where you're from.
Right. Okay. So is England your country?
No, it don't belong to me.
So it belongs to all of us.
Doesn't.
But like, Scotland's my country, and it's my village. But yeah, anyway, there's a shop that's had the same clothes in the window since I was about 5, and it's never been open, not once. So I feel like
The shop's never been open.
I've never seen it open. I've been going up there 43 years.
It's just full of skirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thought it would be.
Weird.
And finally, a bit of a story that I told that really sort of, I don't know, it's more to do with my life than that house. I can't remember why I was talking about it, but a couple of people have mentioned it in comments. La Mirage. So there's a place up in Scotland, and it's very much like, is it the Bates Hotel? Is it Psycho? Is it Psycho? Anyway, basically what happened was a woman owned this place, this cafe, and she was absolutely obsessed with Barbara Cartland. Now, Barbara Cartland, for anyone that doesn't know, is an author, and she used to write books about like steamy, sexy novels, a little bit like 50 Shades of Grey, that sort of thing, but more 1970s-ish, a bit pink and frilly. That's what it makes me think of. Anyway, this woman, she used to dress up as Barbara Cartland. She looked just like her, the same hair, the same clothes, in a little village up in Scotland. Anyway, my mum and dad used to go in all the time. Like, they used to pop in and go and get a drink. I think did they do fish and chips in there? Our Amy they do the meringues in there, and she absolutely loves the meringues from there. One year, we went in, and the woman just looked a little bit different, a little bit strange. And anyway, we found out the actual woman had died, and it was her son that was dressed exactly the same way as she used to dress. So he had taken on her identity almost to carry on running the shop, and it is very much very, very strange. So that's what I was on about. It's still there. I think it's still called La Mirage. And it's in a little place called Helmsdale in Scotland. So if you ever do like the NC 500, which is the route that goes around the top of Scotland, stop off and have a look in there. I don't know if it's still owned by the same family or what, but it's definitely worth stopping off and having a look. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. I am going out exploring, like I say, down south this week. I was going to go abroad, and then I remembered it's my dad's 75th birthday. So everybody say hello and happy birthday to my dad down in the comments. And also I'm going to take my youngest daughter, Amy, to the airport because she's going off to Dublin because she's got the travelling bug just like me. Anyway, love you all. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.